Hello, I am Jamila McMallow, a mindset coach for high-performing women executives and entrepreneurs. I help my clients to create accelerated results in their life, in their relationships, in their career, and in their businesses. Today, I am going over part 3 of my 5-part series on navigating through a slump in your business. And tonight, I'm going to be going over navigating through fear and contraction, okay? If you are watching live, please say hello in the comments. Let me know that you can hear me and see me okay, because my thing is kind of flickering, so I just want to make sure you can see me. But I'm going to be referring to my notes here because I've got quite a bit to cover with you on this topic. Now, navigating through a slump in your business. If this is your first time hopping on to the series, I would encourage you stay with me live, but then go back and make sure you watch parts 1 and 2 so you're getting the full picture. Part 1, we talked about allowing the breakdown so that you could have the breakthrough. Part 2, we broke down exactly what happened, like how in the world did you get into a slump in your business in the first place. And then now tonight, we're going to be talking about moving out of contraction and fear, because one of the things that starts to happen when you go into a slump is you start to feel like, okay, I'm not making any sales, I'm not making any money. And keep in mind, this is even if you are still working with clients, like you have current clients in your business, like I had when I went through the slump. It's just that when you're not bringing anything new in, then you can begin to doubt and question yourself. And also, to just kind of set the stage for exactly who this is for, this isn't for someone who's a newbie, who hasn't done anything in their business. Navigating through a slump, this whole series is really for that entrepreneur woman who has had a tremendous amount of success, being that type A go-getter, driven, ambitious, etc., and experience rapid success, hitting what feels like a brick wall or like a slump, and feeling like, man, what happened? How did I lose my momentum? How did I lose that trajectory that I was on? So that's who this is for, is really to help you to understand how to navigate through this so you can get back on track. Okay. So if you are watching live, please let me know. Say hello in the comments. If you are watching the replay, please drop a hashtag replay so I know you were here. And also, if you yourself are a type A woman who is driven and a go-getter and is looking to create accelerated results in your life, absolutely book a call with me. The link is in the description for this video. Okay, so let's get into it. So one of the first things that's going on when you're slipping into contraction and fears, it has to do with not feeling like you have enough money. And when the money was freely flowing before, right, when things were thriving, you're signing new clients, you're constantly getting more money, you were in a different, like, energetic state, and you were moving abundantly because you felt abundant. But then when it kind of dried up, you started to shrink back. You're shrinking back, and you're like, okay, I've got to cut expenses. Okay, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. I'm not going to be able to, invest in a coach. I got to figure it out by myself. Oh no, I'm going to have to just download some free PDFs and try to YouTube my way through this or whatever. And it feels so gross, right? When you have been in expansion and stepped into your abundance, and you know what that energy feels like for you. When you slip back into contraction, it's like putting on an old raggedy outfit that you had thrown in the trash, that stinks, that you thought you would never see again. And it just feels like, yeah, why am I back in this spot, right? And like I talked about yesterday in part 2, I talked about the reasons how, you ended up in this particular situation. So now we're going to be starting to talk about how to move yourself out of it. Okay. So one of the things that is going to happen, if you have allowed the breakdown, right, you've allowed yourself to acknowledge the feelings that you're feeling, of like you're feeling, etc. Now it's remove the resistance. Now you're willing to try new things. And that's important because you're going to have to breathe new life into your business. And one of the fundamental basic ways that you can do that is by expanding your network, creating new connections, okay, expanding your audience, etc. That is one of the things that I did, that my coach advised me to do before we even started working together, that helped me to get back into action, that helped me to start building my confidence back up, that got me focused on something that I could control and something that I could do versus staying stuck in the rabbit's hole of trying to figure it out myself and feeling like I was beating my head against a brick wall and getting nowhere. Okay. Now, the scary part about moving out of contraction and fear is you're going to need help to do it. And it's scary because when you feel broke, like you don't have any money, and you feel thus broken because you're like, ew, how did this happen? You feel like you don't have any options. You feel like you don't have any way out of it. You know, you absolutely need someone to help you navigate through it, but you don't believe that you can afford it. It feels out of reach. You feel like you have no options. And it's so incredibly frustrating because you know you need it, but you feel like you can't have it. And that, again, is an old feeling, an old story. Some of those limiting beliefs around money that feels like that, again, that raggedy garment that you do not want to wear. Okay. So I'm going to just scroll through my notes here because I want to make sure I'm covering everything, like I said. Now, the reason why you're going to need help navigating out of this slump is because you have essentially gotten into your own way. If you watched part 2 yesterday, you understand that I talked about that internal thermostat that you have when it comes to success and money. And if you experienced a tremendous amount of success in your business and hit those numbers really fast, well, that thermostat kicked in and brought you right on back to a screeching halt, back to a level that your internal set point is comfortable with financially. And that's why it feels like, wow, nothing I'm doing is working. Wow, nothing I'm doing is moving the needle or making anything happen. And it's just because your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do. And that is to keep you in your comfort zone, to keep you safe. But you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. But you can't do it on your own, right? Because if your brain is working to keep you in this state, how are you going to pull yourself out of it? You need someone who's on the outside looking in to help you navigate out of this place that you have gotten into. And it's not a place of hopelessness or despair. It's simply you can't see it because you're in it. And so you need someone on the outside to help you, to give you that support, because you've gotten in your own way. You know, those limiting beliefs have come up. Now you're overthinking, you're second guessing yourself. You're starting to question whether or not, you know, you really should be doing this. And you really need guidance on how to recalibrate that internal thermostat, that success, that money thermostat that we've talked about. The other thing is, when you are going through a slump, you feel very alone. You feel like you're the only one on an island. And there's a lot of shame and embarrassment around it because, like I said, you've experienced success. You're still helping people, right? You still have clients, but you feel like somehow you're failing. And so you need to have support in your corner. You need someone to help you. And this is what I said is the scariest part, right? Because you're really literally feeling at your absolute lowest. You're really literally feeling at your absolute brokest. And yet this is the moment when you need to actually step into your power, step into your courage, and choose to go all in on you. Because this is really a sink or swim moment. Either you're going to give up and cash in your chips and that's it, or you're going to go all in on you. Now, that's what I did. I made the biggest investment I ever have made to work into myself, to work with a coach to help me get out of this slump that I was in. Now, it didn't start from like right that point that I knew, oh, let me just go get a coach. No, we had a conversation and she gave me something to work on that allowed me to build my confidence. We had another conversation where she really coached me and helped me to feel properly resourced. And like I did have financial options available to me. And I've done the same thing with my clients too, because it is a feeling. Now, what I'm not advocating for is that you be irresponsible with your money. I'm not advocating for you to be foolhardy with your income. Not at all. I am talking about that you know that this is what you want to do, that you know that there's nothing else you could, can, or would rather be doing. You just know that you have to get through this hurdle, but you know you can't get through it alone. If you feel that kind of fire in your belly, then I'm talking to you. If you're still on the fence about whether or not you want to do your business, I'm not talking to you, because you're unwilling to go all in on yourself. You're unwilling to do what it takes to actually make it happen. You have gotten yourself into a hole and you need someone to reach their hand down and help pull you back out. Now, those first couple of steps up, they might be free, But eventually you're going to have to invest into yourself because you may have gotten so far down that you need like a crane, to get you up out of this situation. And guess what? That's okay, because every business owner has gone through a slump. Every business owner has hit their internal thermostat when it comes to money and success. Every business owner has invested in themselves when they felt like, oh my goodness, I don't know where I don't have the money. Every successful business owner has done this. And guess what happens on the other side? Because when you choose to go all in on you, when you choose to believe in who you are and you step into the next level of who you are being, oh, it's nothing but up. If you're all the way at the bottom, there's nowhere to go but up. Now, if you don't trust yourself to get results, if you don't trust yourself to be committed and to do what it takes, then no, absolutely, please don't invest in yourself. You're not a sure thing. But if you know you are that type A go-getter driven woman who sets her mind to something and it's going to happen, you know you have a goal, you know you want this business to work, then go all in on you. That's what I did. I went all in on me and I turned that thing around literally in about a month. And then it has continued to grow since then. I've already made, I'm not even going to get into that because I don't necessarily like to discuss money because that's not really a full part of what I do. But I'm just going to say this. I've already made more than I made last year in the last 3 months since I chose to go all in on me and invest with a coach. Okay, I'll say that. And the reason why I'm speaking this to you is because it's so important. There are times when we choose to do certain things, right? And it's like, oh, this is a nice luxury that I could, have or whatever. But then there comes some times when our back's against the wall. And then, like I said, it's a do or die moment. It's a sink or swim. Either we're going to go all in or we're going to give up. This is that moment where you're going to have to make a decision, a powerful decision to go all in on you or give up, because you're not going to figure it out on your own. That's just not how it works. When we get ourselves into a situation and we're in it, we can't see our way out of it. It's the reason why we go in circles. We get stuck in our patterns. We get stuck in our beliefs. It's because we are only relying on our own thinking, abilities, skills, and expertise. And that's not going to help us to see outside of ourselves. So we need someone outside of us to help us navigate our way out of the situation. And that means that we're going to have to invest into ourselves further. We do not want to be in contraction and fear when we're doing it. Like, I would never take on a client who is in contraction and fear. And by that, I mean a client who is showing up expecting me to save them, to wave a wand and make their problems go away. No, 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 no. My coach, even though I felt like I didn't have the resources, she helped me regain my confidence, helped me to feel properly resourced. And then the discussion came for us working together. And I was able to, well, actually, we had kind of talked about it before that, but she helped me to get into the mindset and energetic state to where I had shifted. And so now I could see that I did have options. Now I could see that all was not lost. Okay. And you will know, okay, when you're going to find the right coach for you to help you navigate through your slump, you're going to know it because you're going to feel properly resourced again. They would have coached you through that. You will also feel like you have options. You're not going to feel like you're broke. And they're going to empower you first and then allow you and help you to make a powerful decision for yourself. And listen, let me tell you something. My coach didn't put no pressure on me. She didn't make me feel guilty. She didn't say, oh, if you don't do this, where are you going to be in, 2 years? She didn't do any of that. And I don't do that either. Why? What's the point of that? I don't want to work with anyone who doesn't think they need help. I don't want to work with anyone who's not ready to step into their power and be committed to creating their own results. Nobody wants to do that. And you don't want to sign up and have these unreasonable expectations that this person is going to save you. It's you saving yourself. They just have the map. They're just guiding you. That is what I do for my clients. I help them. See, the beautiful part about going through adversity in life and overcoming it is now you've traversed the pathway. And so now you can now take your clients on the journey. This leg, you can take them with you, not with you, but you've been through it. Now you can help them navigate through it. It's the same way, when I went through my divorce, got through that, found the love of my life. Now I'm a happily married woman. I can help my clients navigate from their childhood trauma, releasing their pain, overcoming their exes, to being prepared and ready to succeed in a happy, healthy relationship with a new man. I can help my clients navigate through their limiting beliefs around money because I've done that. I can help my clients navigate through slumps in their businesses and move on, or even in their careers, because I've done that. Do you see what I'm saying? So this slump that you're in your business, this isn't a judgment against you. This doesn't have anything to do with your character. This doesn't have anything to do with your expertise as a coach, consultant, business owner, etc. It's just you hit your internal thermostat. That's it. And maybe a few other things. Okay. But ultimately, that's what yanked you back. And so in order to recalibrate that, in order to get out of this slump, you are going to need a helping hand. And so if there's somebody that you resonate with, if it's me, obviously you're watching this live. So if I resonate with you, if you feel like, man, Jamila, I always feel like you're talking to me, I feel like you really get me, I love your vibe, then book a call or send me a DM. Let's start there, because maybe you're not quite yet ready to invest in yourself, but you want to start stepping into your confidence. You want to start feeling empowered and properly resourced. Then absolutely send me a direct message and let's have that conversation. But the way to start moving out of contraction and fear, just to review, is to get into action, to get outside of your comfort zone. What is something that you haven't done before, that you were unwilling to do, that now, since your resistance is gone, you're willing to do? It can be, like I said, increasing your connections, doing outreach, going to networking events in person, whatever, speaking at different groups around town, whatever. You have to be willing to take action that is outside of your comfort zone. And that's going to start moving you into the space of feeling more confident. Then you are going to need that additional guidance, that helping hand, that person who's going to help you navigate through this. And you want to reach out to them and let them know, hey, I'm watching, but this is where I'm at and this is what's going on. And I don't really know what's the next step for me to get out of this place to where I feel like I could be in a position to actually work with you and create that trajectory for my business again and get out of this place, because I know that this isn't who I am and this is not where I want to be. I want to continue to move forward. Okay. So that's all I've got for you today. I want you to stay tuned for tomorrow. Tomorrow is part 4. And let me look here at my notes. Okay. Part 4, we're going to be talking about, and this is great, talking about stepping into your courage and leadership. So now we're getting into how to empower yourself as you're coming out of this slump in your business. Okay. And just as a little side note, you can probably apply these principles also to navigating your way out of a slump in your relationships, but maybe that'll be another series that I'll do in the future. We don't want to mix subjects here and then leave you all confused, but that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. So if anything about this live stream landed with you, resonated with you, if you're feeling like, man, Jamila, you know exactly where I'm at, then by all means, book a call with me. If you've been on the fence for a while thinking about, working with me and like, yeah, I want to, but I'm just not sure, book a call. Let's have that conversation. Let's talk about what something like that would look like. And then we'll go from there. All right. So I want to thank you for being with me here in person if you're watching live. And I want to thank you for joining me if you are watching the replay. And I will look forward to seeing you next time for part 4. All right. You take care.